Hello everyone, my name is William Huang and welcome to the lecture on endocrinology. Before we dive into the details, let's talk about some general concepts. Endocrinology is the study of hormones, the glands that produce them, and the tissues that they act on. The classic model of an endocrine system is as follows. A hormone produced by a gland is released into the circulation where it becomes available to bind a specific receptor on the target cell or tissue. The hormone then triggers a signaling cascade that results in a change in cellular function. It is important to know that hormones don't necessarily have to be released into the circulation to have its intended effect. Hormones can also act in a paracrine fashion, that is, on neighboring cells, or in an autocrine fashion, that is, on the cells in which they are produced. The key concept in endocrinology is negative feedback loops, particularly their role in the hypothalamic pituitary axis, or HPA. The central nervous system controls the release of hypothalamic and anterior pituitary hormones, which act as trophic hormones on target endocrine organs. The target endocrine organs are stimulated to release target hormones, which go on to have specific effects on particular tissues and also feed back to regulate the release of trophic hormones from the hypothalamus and anterior pituitary. As you learn about the different individual players in the endocrine system, always think about how each component fits into the larger picture. You'll learn about the anatomy and function of the hypothalamus as part of the neurology lectures. For now, we'll focus on the other endocrine organs. Let's begin with a couple of important embryology facts. The thyroid gland is the first endocrine gland to develop at around the 24th day of gestation. The thyroid diverticulum arises from the floor of the primitive pharynx and then descends into the neck. During the migration, it remains connected to the tongue by the thyroglossal duct. The foramen cecum and pyramidal lobe of the thyroid are normal remnants of the cranial and caudal parts of the thyroglossal duct, respectively. In instances with persistence of additional thyroglossal duct, the formation of a thyroglossal duct cyst is possible. Based on what we've learned about thyroid development, it probably isn't surprising that the most common site of ectopic thyroid tissue is the tongue. It is possible to differentiate a thyroglossal duct cyst from a branchial cleft cyst that results from a persistent cervical sinus by location and exam. The thyroglossal duct cyst will be midline and will move with swallowing, whereas the branchial cleft cyst will be in the lateral neck and not affected by swallowing. The fetal adrenal gland has a functional inner fetal zone and a dormant outer adult zone. Late in gestation, the adult zone begins to secrete cortisol under the control of ACTH and CRH from the fetal pituitary and placenta. Cortisol is important for fetal lung maturation and surfactant production. Since cortisol is not produced in significant amounts until late gestation, premature babies have low surfactant and are more susceptible to infant respiratory distress syndrome. You'll learn more about lung development and the role of surfactants in the respiratory chapter.